for you about someone who is definitely being dishonest with you about whatever is going on. We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Moon in the reverse. Both of these cards could indicate somebody who is being a little bit of a trickster or someone who is not telling you the entire story. But to have both of them together makes me pretty confident that we're dealing with someone who is not only dishonest in this particular situation, but probably someone who is relatively used to being manipulative or controlling the narrative. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member and a link to my Etsy shop in case you'd like one of the candles that I make. Let's dive in today with the someone who's being dishonest, huh? All right, we're gonna go with the Graffiti Tarot. What else do we have? The Empress, the Devil, and the Four of Swords in the reverse. I think this is someone who's holding a grudge, someone who said that everything was fine, nothing to see here, we'll be all right, we don't need to go to counseling or anything. But this is someone who is, it's like they're gleeful that something is not resolved, because what they want is to be able to get revenge. What they want is to be able to do very similar what had been done to them. So they want to have an opportunity to get some revenge here. Hello, James. Hello, Like the Waters. What's up? Hello, Lee. How are you doing today? Of course. Thank you for the tip. What else? King of Swords. And the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So we've got someone who is specifically staying in a relationship or making someone feel like you can depend on me or you can count on me to be honest. Sure, I'll give you a ride to the airport. They're saying one thing and planning on another. Okay. I was just thinking to myself, this could be about someone who's saying, yes, I still want to get married or move in, but then when the day of shows up, all of a sudden now this person, you can't find them. Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands in the reverse. I think this is someone who wants to embarrass this King of Swords by making it seem like they're going to get married or they're going to move in with this person, but then the day of, they're not going to be there. Thank you, James. Is today the day or week to be quiet? I've added that for you. Thank you, James. Hello, Kens. Hello, too. How are we doing? I hope your weekend is going well. What else do we have? Ace of Swords. Six of Swords in the reverse. And the Two of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is someone who has a truth to share, but is deciding that they won't share this truth until it can be spoken in front of a group of people. I don't really like this. This is like, I want to make a little bit of an awkward moment in front of everybody. Like, your friends are going to judge you kind of thing. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing? Hello, John. Hello, Sarah. Thank you, too. On career and TF. I got you. Hello, Brad. How are you doing? Hello, Isaiah. Are you? Hello, Rick. Hello, Miguel. Thank you, too. So we've got the Hanged Man in the reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Honestly, this is looking to me more and more like this is someone who knew that they were being cheated on, or knew that their person wasn't really serious about them, or had held a grudge. Like, I can't believe you said what you said to my boss, or I can't believe you said what you said to my sibling. So I'm waiting for the moment where I can do something that will get you back. And like get you back in front of a bunch of people, right? So we've got the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Swords in the reverse. I think we've got someone who is realizing that maybe things aren't as great as they had thought. So since they aren't, they're going to like make a big deal out of this, like make a big scene on their wedding day. But I think there is one person here who still wants this. One person who's like, yeah, no, we're getting married. This will be great. So the Empress appears to be the one who's going to speak their truth. And the King of Swords seems to be the person who's like, yeah, I don't know, we're getting married or something. Like, no big deal. What else? Three of Dreams or Three of Swords in the reverse. It's like they think by doing something petty or calling out this fiance of theirs in front of everyone that they'll feel better, that they'll be healed. So I'll take this action and everyone will look at you as like the problem or the person that started this issue. But with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, they look at it as like, I won't have to do anything and you'll just make a fool of yourself. Oh, thank you, Lee. Let me add that for you. Will it be difficult when Sage turns 18? I'll try to remember to do that at the same time as the other one that you have. Forgive me if I forget, but I will try. And with adult guardianship. All right, I've added that. Thank you, Lee. I say hello to Miguel? And did I mention that this is the Blood Moon Tarot? Rick stepping in to say, yes, I'm here. I'm single. So we've got the Ace of Honey or the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool and the Queen of Dreams or the Queen of Swords, which is kind of a weird drawing. We've got like an extra set of arms and a skull for the face. Thank you, Train. I don't know. This is feeling to me like there is this false hope. Like we've got this day of celebration or this, celebration of a love approaching, and it's supposed to be something that makes you think about new beginnings or everything is going to be, like in a better situation. But instead, we have someone who's actually planning on the wedding day to be quite, I don't know, petty. So this Empress is the Queen of Swords, and this is the individual who's letting their fiance feel like everything is fine, there's no problems here. And then when they get to that wedding day, then it's going to be like, oh, just kidding. Actually, I'm really mad at you. I can't stand you. And I'm going to tell everyone that we both care about your flaws or what you did. Or I'm going to exaggerate what you did. We have the High Priestess, the Emperor in the reverse, and the Queen of Skins or the Queen of Wands. Well, so we have some boobs that I have to cover, but I do feel like there is some infidelity here. I do think that the Empress is wanting to tell a crowd of people that the King of Swords was unfaithful. Because we have the Emperor in the reverse, a lack of control, preceding that Queen of Wands, which is definitely indicating some sort of physical activity or physical intimacy. And the High Priestess indicates something that is a secret. We didn't want to tell anybody. We were pretty confident that nobody had figured it out. Hello. Oh, bye, Bitcoin. I'm sorry you're in a bad mood today, but maybe we can try again tomorrow. I know we already had a little bit of an encounter before and you didn't like my channel, but maybe you can find something else. Hello, Dark Raven. Hello, Seasons. Hello, Chosen One. Hello, Ivan. Okay. Hello, Lemonade. How are you doing? What else? We've got the 10 of Skins or 10 of Wands and the Lovers. So, a question that is overwhelming. Look at how beautiful this card is. At first, you're just like, oh, those are trees. But they're trees that are making out, man. I think we have a conversation between close friends, or maybe it's a family member, and this Queen of Swords, or King of Swords, basically saying, like some of the comments made or the behavior that we've witnessed recently doesn't seem very loving, and it makes me wonder if this Empress is really happy about this union, like why does it seem like this person is angry? Knight of Dreams or Knight of Swords in the reverse, and the 8 of Songs or 8 of Cups. Because to me, that seems more like the energy of someone who's about to walk off or somebody who wants to end a relationship. versus someone who's excited about getting married. So they're asking, like, why is this off? Why does this feel like this Empress is so angry? Hello, Pamela. How are you doing? Hello, Mike. Thank you, Chris. Hello, B. How are you doing? What else do we have? Lusting, forbidden, non-committal, and sexual energy. Perspective, better off, happiness, clear headspace. I think we have two people who are present at this wedding and had been lusting after each other, or had actually been meeting up and having some sort of tryst with each other. And then decided, okay, now that I'm getting married, we need to no longer do this. But the Empress had already figured it out, you know? We had this King of Swords saying, maybe we should stop, maybe we should, you know, I want to start this relationship off on the right foot. Can already mess that up. This is someone who says, I think I need to do right by my partner starting with this marriage, so I don't think we should see each other anymore. But the Empress already knows. Uh-oh. Hello, Sunny. How are you doing? We've got conflicted, decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices, shallow, hollow, empty, boredom, and soulmates, deep love, unity, and connection. The problem is our King of Swords feels like someone is their soulmate, and it's not this Empress, not the person that they're getting married to. They feel like it's kind of an empty connection with this Empress, but they were conflicted because they're very passionate about this the third party, but they feel like their life makes more sense with this Empress. So it could be that we've got someone who's getting married for money. Yeah, actually, we'll go with the Green Witch Oracle. Hey, Third Eye, how are you doing? No, you aren't. Hello, BB, how are you doing? Hello, Dina. It's true. So we've got Pine Tree, vitality, longevity, and perseverance. I kind of love how they've drawn this. So pine trees get through a ton, right? Thanks for being a member, Carla. I appreciate it. Hello, JH. How are you doing? Vitality and longevity. I think we've got this King of Swords making a decision to marry the Empress because they feel like even though this isn't the person they want to be with forever, there is a sense of being able to make it work. So it's like the responsible choice, but it's not who they really love. B, community, cooperation, and sweetness. I'm doing that, or I'm getting married to that person because I know that's what my family wants, because I know that would make my grandmother happy, because I know that I'm supposed to start having children. But it's not like the person that I love, you know? Mortar and pestle. Integration, subtlety, and thoroughness. Okay. So the word thoroughness makes me think of Julianne Moore saying, he's a good man and thorough. Which would be the Big Lebowski. And if you don't know that quote, I feel bad for you, son. It's a good movie. You should watch it. But specifically, she is trying to be with child, and she's trying to like kind of pick out the partner that she feels would be contributing the right genes. And That could be that somebody has decided, I'm going to marry this person. That's who I should be with. That's who I should have like a home with, or that's who I should start a family with. But they're not really in love with that person. They feel their soulmate is this third party instead. So if they feel that's their soulmate, then why were they like, okay, well, now's a good time to stop seeing each other? Like, just for when they get married and then they go back? We have the Tower in the reverse and the Nine of Cups. With the Seven of Cups and the Hermit. Yeah, so the Empress feels like they just need to make it to the wedding day, making it seem like they're not mad at this King of Swords, even though they really are. But with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, they're doing something here to, it's like they're making it a bigger deal than they need to, or they're being a bit selfish how they want to approach it. Hey, Key Controller. Hello, Dana. How we doing? Oh, I'm glad that that's helpful, and I hope that you've got some, I don't know, some good support around you. And did I say hello to Rachel? Hello, Rachel. So with the Seven of Cups and the Hermit, I think there's actually a chance that this King of Swords is realizing that the Empress is actually not happy with them. So this Empress has been doing everything they can to like, oh yeah, I'm happy, everything's fine. Of course, no problems here. The Empress does not have to be a woman, by the way. But the Empress has been making it seem like everything is fine. They're about to get married. Maybe they're a little bit stressed, but it's probably just because they're like about to get married, right? The King of Swords finds out somehow, either because they eavesdrop or they see something on a phone. They become aware that this Empress is actually maybe not their biggest fan. They hear something that makes them concerned about whether or not they should actually go through with getting married to this person. We have Strength, King of Pentacles, and the Fool. Okay, so the King of Swords is also this King of Pentacles. They're deciding they need to do something to protect their assets. So it could be like a prenup, right? Or it could be just how they set up their accounts, whether or not there is an additional password required. But I feel like we have someone who's making it more difficult for the Empress to have access to funds or things like business interests without the additional say-so of the King of Swords. So like restricting the marital benefits, if you will. Thank you, too. Is my friend Rob okay? I hope so. I have added that for you. What else do we have? Ace of Swords in the reverse, the King of Swords in the reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I think that this Empress who's been acting like everything is going the way that it should, even if they are a little bit stressed out or anxious, they're still going to get married. I think the King of Swords has figured them out. I think the King of Swords can tell this Empress is lying. And that maybe the Empress actually knows that this King of Swords has been unfaithful. So this King of Swords feels stuck. They're like, well, I can't just be like, hey, Fiance, beloved. I'm just curious, like, did you already figure out that I've been cheating on you? Just asking for a friend, asking for science. They feel stuck because they can't just outright ask. Did you decide that you don't really love me anymore? Did you find out that I've been betraying you? Um, circle 1 for yes and 2 for no. Like, hold up the paddle. The green side means yes. How can I figure out if my suspicions are true before I get married to this person? But it kind of feels to me like they've already figured me out. It kind of feels to me like maybe I'm actually in a precarious situation and about to get married to somebody who really doesn't like me. Uh-oh. It sounds like it would be a good movie. Oh, I liked it better as love chats, JH. This is the Path of Shadows. What else do we have? Hello, Tim Bear. I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm going to write that one down because I like how you asked. Tim Bear, if this is the first time you're visiting my channel, I would certainly appreciate it if you subscribe and like. But I'm adding your name to a list, and I do personal questions starting in probably about 8 minutes or so. And I've got 3 people ahead of you, Tim. All right, what else do we have? We've got the Grimoire, wisdom, experience, and hidden knowledge. And Dagger, action, bravery, determination. I think that the Empress finds out about this affair before the wedding day, even though the King of Swords was pretty confident that they'd been able to keep it secret. I am just going to point out that we've pulled 3 of these cards that just have 3 words at the bottom. The majority of the cards in this tarot or in this oracle deck have like a phrase instead of 3 words. So I think this is a shout out to the fact that the Empress knows there's 3 of them, okay? They know there's a third party, and they're cooking up some sort of revenge, and the King of Swords at the very last minute is becoming aware of it, is realizing, oh no, I'm getting married to someone who's very mad at me right now. And they're smiling in my face, but they know that I've been unfaithful. So, like, what are they potentially capable of doing? What are they going to do that I need to anticipate, right? Yep, I feel threatened because my fiance knows. And I know that my fiance has also got a little bit of an obsession, and they might have some sort of strange plan because they don't want to let me go. And I think that they know, I think they've been watching me. I think that they know that I've been making memories with somebody else. Uh-oh, danger, danger. So they're talking to a friend. They're talking to their best friend or their sibling, or maybe it's a parent, and saying, hey, I think my fiance knows, and I don't know whether or not I can actually trust them if we get married. Are they just going to be looking for a way to get back at me? So we have the moon in the reverse, and those are not good intentions. That's like, yes, give me the keys to the castle, and I will make you regret cheating on me. Just you wait. Just you wait. Hello, Erin. Hello, Carrie. Hello, lady. How's it going? So we've got Verge, about to reveal, confess, roller coaster, highest high, adrenaline rush, and the divine feminine. So this is our Empress individual, right? The person who is waiting until the wedding day to say that they know what's going on. So they're about to confess that they've known. And things are about to get kind of crazy with this roller coaster card. Okay, so what are they planning? What are they planning? This is the Kipper. Hello, Ruben. How are you doing? Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Carrie. What else do we have? No, specifically, I want to know, what is this person planning? Privileged lady. Message. I think this is someone who wants to have nice things, who wants to have their life like paid for. They want some money. So it could be, we're married, so now I can take money out of your accounts, and then if we get divorced, I've got that money like stashed away, and that's a pretty decent payout. It could be, oh, well, now we're married, and since you have all this money, you know, then I don't have to have a job, and you can buy me all these fancy things. And you're not ever going to get rid of me. Even though apparently you love somebody else, that's fine, but you're stuck with me, and you're going to pay for all the things that I want. Okay, so they feel like they can kind of, I don't know if it's blackmail per se, but kind of control this King of Swords if they know the truth. This is the Gilded Reverie. Thank you, Ruben. That does sound like a problem, PJM. Hello, Steven. How are you doing? So we've got the Polar Bear and another message card, number 27. And the Magnifying Glass, number 44. So this is a reading about people discovering the truth about their partner. The Empress discovers that the King of Swords has been unfaithful and is in love with, or has been, you know, getting down with somebody else, even though they're about to get married. The Empress has decided to keep that to themselves. They don't have to be a woman, remember. Keep that information to themselves. And the King of Swords has found out that the Empress knows. Found out that the Empress is probably actually really mad at them, but hasn't said anything because they want the lifestyle funded. They want the privileges of being in a relationship with this person, and don't seem to be too pressed about this loyalty. Or they're going to let everybody know that they weren't being loyal. It's interesting to get the snake and the dog at the same time. Maybe the Empress has decided, okay, well, if you're going to cheat, then I guess I can too. Makes it a little bit easier, right? Hello, Betty. How you doing? Hello, GD. Hello, Richard. How's it going? Congratulations, Aaron. Hello, JLo. Thank you. Oh, wait. I got to make sure I ask the right question for Timber. Hello, Troy. How are you doing? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find the freebie one that I said I would do. Dang it. I think it was about whether or not someone was being faithful. Sorry, guys. If Tim Bear is still out there, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just ask, what does Tim Bear need to know? Okay, so for JLo, we've got, does Christine miss me? Awesome. I've added that for you. Oh, thank you, Tim. Okay, so Tim, you were asking if someone was being faithful to you, I think, but I want to make sure that I've got the question right. And I'm going to start with those personal questions. So I was going to update that. So we're going to start with Let's see. We've got Lee up first, and then James, and then 2, and then Timber, and then J-Lo. Hello, Mert. How are you doing? Hello. How's it going, Ruby? Ah, yes. Wife and him rekindling. Thank you. All right, so for Lee, what is the random message for Lee, please? 2 of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Cups in the reverse, the Tower. There's someone here who has been kind of like blocked by you, or who has been not like at the forefront of your mind. So probably an ex. It doesn't have to be the most recent ex, but we have somebody here who has experienced the loss of you and is looking at whether or not they might be able to actually find another opportunity with you. With the 10 of Cups in the reverse, this is someone who either at one point lived with you and misses living with you, or feels like things are out of place because they don't have you. So there's someone who wants to make some sort of confession here. And I feel like that confession is going to be really weird for you, because I don't feel like you're interested. I don't feel like you feel the same way. So this is someone who's going to like lay it all out on the line, or be very like, oh, I love you, I miss you. And I think you're going to be like, can you like get it together? No, I'm not interested. So there's some unrequited love being confessed, and you're not wanting a second chapter or another chapter. To you, the unfinished business is them walking out the door. Like, go on, keep it walking, keep it moving. Let me do this other question for you as well. We've got, will it be difficult when Sage turns 18? So as far as the adult guardianship. I'm happy to say it says no. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, everything goes exactly the way that you planned it. But I do feel like you and she have companionship or an understanding between the two of you, where I think she understands what you are trying to do is to make sure that she has the best possible life. Maybe she doesn't look at it that way now, but I do feel like she does in her 20s at the very least. And she feels like listening to you is the right way to do things. With the Page of Swords in the reverse, I do feel like she learns a lesson in her teenage years where she goes against what you advise her, and she then decides, I think I need to listen to mom pretty consistently after that, because it doesn't go well when she doesn't listen to you. Hello, Popular Star. How are you doing? Hello, Tashita. How are you doing? Hello, JH. Thank you for the tip. Does Lynn still like/love me? I have added that. Thank you. I appreciate it, JH. And let's get to James' question. And James is asking, is today the day / or week to be quiet? So let's start with, is it the day? Is today the day to be quiet? Yes. And we have the 10 of Cups, which is a card that talks about peaceful surroundings or feeling like you fit in, right? Today, yes, is the day. Not so much the week, though, just the day. Some opportunity for reflection and some opportunity to understand why someone is acting in a strange way. So that answer will come to you today. And I do feel like with the Six of Cups, it has something to do with a gift or something that you pass on to someone, right? All right, let's see what we've got for two. And enjoy the quiet day, James. This is Under the Oak. What does two need to know regarding career, please? What does two need to know regarding career, please? Page of Swords, the Tower in the reverse, and the Nine of Swords. There's anxiety over something that is going to work out. The trick or the tip here is to review the information you already have. You have the answer already, but it seems to be like you're looking for it elsewhere. But we do have the Empress in the reverse. Why the Empress in the reverse? Two of Wands in the reverse. Fool in the reverse. Ten of Wands in the reverse. There's anxiety over something that is not known, and the call to action is acknowledge that it is not known, and that is okay, but you are going to find out. But there's no benefit to stressing out over not knowing, because you will eventually know. We have the Devil and the Four of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's like you let go of the need to know something, and then you end up finding out that information, or you end up getting some benefit or step in the right direction. So the key is in letting go of the anxiety associated with knowing. Then things turn around. And what about on the twin flame situation? What does two need to know? The Hermit, the King of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups in the reverse. So it looks like your twin flame is working on stability, working on money, and realizing some truths about himself. With the Hermit, I feel like there is some block that he had in his way that he didn't want to acknowledge was his own fault. And he has finally like looked in the mirror and said, okay, no, that literally is my fault. That is my problem. So I can fix that. I can change that. And I can, you know, choose a different path. And it looks like he has. It's a little wavering. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So I do feel like there's a temptation, or there's a point at which he goes back to the old way of doing things. Hello, Susan. How are you doing? Hello, Jamike. Hello, Dwayne. Hello, Ike. I hope you're having a good day. And, oops. What about the friend named Rob? Is Rob okay? Rob is okay, but there are some issues here. Reckless behavior or impulsive decision making in the pursuit of what I want. I'm not really thinking about what's around me. I'm just moving forward. So it does feel to me like Rob is in need of a friend or someone close to just kind of intervene or say, hey, like, what are we doing here? It seems like that's a little bit reckless, or that's a little bit crazy. Eight of Swords in the reverse. So there's someone here who has the ability to kind of like wake him up a little bit and help him see that maybe he's been stubborn. Because as of right now, he doesn't want to admit something. He's really stuck in a particular way of thinking that has blocked him from the path forward that is meant to help him get out of where he is. I'm doing well. Thank you, Dwayne. Hello, great one. How are you doing? Let's see what else we've got. Next up, we've got Timber. This is the Crow Tarot. Thank you, Mini Guitar. How are you doing? Hello, Mugla. How are you doing? So for Tim Bear, we want to know, is Tim going to be able to rekindle with the wife? Hello, Diana. How are you doing? Yes, it's not an easy path, but yes, I do see reconciliation. It is dependent upon change, which is not too revolutionary a thought, right? And I would imagine this is on both sides. Yes. So both you and the wife have this opportunity or this call to action to work on something, you know, like, okay, fine, I'll pick up my socks and put them in the bin as long as you, I don't know, quit drinking. There's something here where it's like one person changes this thing and the other person changes that thing. And even though there's maybe some sore feelings about it, or maybe there's even some inconsistency, or I messed up, but it's okay. I'm recommitting myself to that. There's a decision that has to be made, basically. Do I want to prioritize this or do I want to prioritize my relationship? And I do feel like for a little bit here, we have somebody who says, I can't make that change. I can't do that thing. I don't know if I am going to be able to be your person. But then we have someone who reassesses what it's like to be without you, or how you feel to be without your person. And it's like, dang, maybe I really need to reconsider. So it's not an easy path, but there is a path towards reconciliation. It requires patience and change. And it's not a quick change. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen quickly and then stay forever. There's a need to really focus on it. But if you do the work that you need to do for yourself, then you can feel good about where you're at. If the wife doesn't do that, then, you know, it's a little bit more complicated. But I do feel like this is someone who cares for you deeply. It's about whether or not there's the potential for that sustained change. I can make the change initially, or I can make, you know, the effort initially, but can I do that over a long period of time? Yeah. Just remember, Tim, that you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be spoken to with respect, and, you know, have honesty be a core part of your relationship. And if at some point you have to decide that this isn't working for you, that doesn't mean that you have failed. It just means that you know what your value is. And sometimes we can't grow together in a relationship, right? But I'm wishing you healing and protected energy. Yes. Mugla, I'm a lot less likely to answer your questions when you send messages every 2 seconds. Just say it. You're so welcome, Tim. And let's see what we've got for J-Lo. Does Christine miss me? We have a no. We have a King of Cups in the reverse and the Hermit. I think this is someone who is trying to figure out how they actually feel And it feels like Christine is looking at this as maybe there's just a difference in terms of how we approach things emotionally. So this could be like Christine feels that you're too emotional, or Christine feels like she was too emotional in how she handled the situation. There is a new opportunity. What? Okay, that's kind of shocking. So there are 4 aces out of 78 cards, and I just pulled all 3 of them. So total, I have pulled 5 cards of 78, and 3 of them, all in a row, are aces. I do feel like Christine is either about to or has just met someone that is influential, inspirational, or like I have feelings for this person. So there is a change happening for Christine. And I do feel like part of that is how Christine views herself. But as far as missing you, I feel like there's too much else going on right now. Hello, Bruno. How are you doing? Hello, Floyd. I hope you're having a good day. Did I say hello to Key Controller? I hope so. All right. Let's see what we've got for JH. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Does Lynn still like / love JH? Does Lynn still like / love JH? No, there seems to be some change of heart here. We have the Queen of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords. So it would appear that Lynn looks at it as I loved you, or I had feelings for you, and tried to like fight for what was going on. But it just looked to me like you were sabotaging what we had. So with Justice, I had to make a decision, and that decision was I don't want to be like codependent, or I don't want to be involved with somebody who maybe doesn't feel the same way or doesn't want to approach things the same way. So I need to be honest with myself about what I'm looking for, or honest with myself about what I need. I think I think Lynn had a kind of difficult conversation, maybe like literally with oneself, right? Like, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if we're going to be able to get on the same page. I don't know if we're going to have that same type of feeling, right? Hello, JD. How are you doing? Rachel, you're funny. So is this Lynn moving on completely then? Yes, it does look like Lynn has made the choice to move forward, feeling like maybe there's just no way to navigate the differences or the difference of opinion between the two of you. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you are able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.